Okay, in the final segment of this video series, what I want to do is just, based on all of this information that I have imparted on you, I wanted to talk about some myths, some common myths about dynamic ratings, and basically debunk those myths. So let's get started with that. All right. So the first myth is if I play first singles, same myth applies to first doubles, but let's just use singles. If I play first singles, which in a lot of matches is it's where captains generally put their best players on first singles. That's the assumption anyway. If I play first singles, I'm likely to lose badly, and that will hurt my rating. So, like, if I'm like an average player on my team, I'm not the best player, and my captain puts me on first singles, maybe he's sacrificing me, or who knows. Or maybe the better players just weren't available for this match. So I'm an average player, I end up playing on first singles, and I get I get an opponent who's really good, who belongs on first singles, let's say. And I play him and I get crushed, and that will hurt my rating. Well, let's play this out and see what actually happens. Nope. Let's go to the spreadsheet. Okay, so let's go to singles. So let's clear some of this other stuff out. So let's say I am rated at a 3.25, and my opponent, I'm going to skip these. These aren't really relevant to this conversation. I'm currently rated at 3.25, and let's say my opponent is a 3.45. So he's definitely a stronger player than me. I'm expected to get beaten, and let's say I get beaten, let's say 3-6, 3-6. So what happens? So basically it's calculated that I performed at a 3.25 during this match, which is the rating I went into the match with. So the expectation was already that I was going to lose, and if I in fact do lose, it's not going to hurt my rating. My rating is going to be exactly what it was before, because I performed according to that rating. So there's no harm in playing a better player and losing. Now, if I got completely destroyed, if I got a 0-6, 0-6, then yeah, it's going to say, hey, you guys were only 0.2 apart to begin with. You should have at least gotten a few games. You shouldn't have gotten double bageled. So yeah, in that case, your rating will get lowered. But that shouldn't happen. Like a 3.25 against a 3.45, you should not be getting double bageled. Unless you just had a bad day. And if you had a bad day, then you deserve to get your rating lowered. Okay, so next myth. If it's kind of the opposite of the first one. So if I play third doubles, in other words, the very last court, even though I'm likely to win, my rating will go down. This is a common concern I hear among players. So let's say you play third doubles. Okay, so let's go to the doubles tab. Clear these out from before. Okay, so I play third doubles. Let's say I'm rated at a 3. Let's say so I'm a pretty average player, and my partner is also a pretty average player, and we're playing opponents who are significantly worse than us. Well, not significantly, a bit. Okay, so what happens? So now we're likely to win. The expectation is that we would win 6-3, 6-3, let's say. Okay. So what happens? it's calculated that we performed as a team, my partner and I performed at a 3.20 during this match. Well, that's not far off from what we went in as. We went in as a 3.25 team. It's saying we performed at a 3.20. Your dynamic rating is really not going to change that much. In fact, if you had beat them just a little bit, if they had gotten one less game off of you, then in fact you're almost exactly the same coming out as what you went in as. So it just depends. If you're playing third doubles and you end up getting matched up with opponents who are similarly rated as you, maybe a little bit worse, just a bit, and you come out 6-4, 6-4, then in fact your rating will go up. Right? You performed at a 3.30 even though you went in at a 3.25. So it just depends on the score and what the gap was going in. It's really nothing to worry about whether your captain puts you on first singles or third doubles, as long as you play the type of tennis that you typically play, and you get as many games as you can off your opponent, relative to the difference in your skill level, you'll be fine. There's really not that much to worry about. Okay, and then the last one we'll do is, if I play doubles with a weak partner, it will hurt my rating. And that's, as you can probably predict, also not really true. So if I'm a 3.25, but my partner is, let's say he's significantly weaker than me, 2.75, okay? And let's just say we play against a similarly rated team, but they are a pair of 3.0s. So our averages are actually identical, right? So my partner's average is 3.00, and our opponent's average is 3.00. Now, what is the expectation here? This is going to be a close match, right? This is going to be probably, the expectation is that it's a close match. So maybe it's 6-7, maybe it's 7-6, and maybe we pull out the superset tiebreak with a 1-0. All right, what happens? Nothing. Nothing happens. My rating stays exactly where it was before. No change, right? And my partner's rating, if I were to flip this around and say, well, I'm the weaker partner and I'm the weaker player and my partner is the stronger one, guess what? My rating's also not going to change. Why? Because we performed as expected of us, right? We are averaging to 3.0. Our opponents are averaging to 3.0. The expectation is that we're both going to get about the same number of games. Here we got 14 games. They got 13 games. It's about even. It's about even. So we performed according to expectation. When you perform according to expectation, your rating does not change. That is the theory behind all of this math and the algorithms, and that's why it works. That's why it works. Okay, there are actually several other myths that I have heard on and off the courts. I'm not going to go into all of them. You can do your little role-playing game on your own. Again, I have shared the link to this spreadsheet, not that spreadsheet, this spreadsheet, below in the comments. So feel free to go and click on that link. It'll take you to a view-only version of the spreadsheet, and then you can click on the file menu. Let me show you. Click on the file menu, click make a copy. That'll create a separate copy of the spreadsheet, which will be just your personal copy of the spreadsheet in your own Google Drive. And then you can mess with these numbers and play around and do what if scenarios and all sorts of other fun stuff. So that is all for this series of videos. I know it has been long. My timer has been running for 90 minutes now. So we have just created 90 minutes worth of video. If you did enjoy this or you found it useful, like and subscribe. That's what my daughters always say, like and subscribe. So yeah, that helps me out a lot. I will be producing more videos in the future, also related to tennis, but on other topics. I may do something similar to this on the world tennis number and the UTR ratings, sort of diving deep and understanding how they really work under the hood, and other fun tennis related stuff I've got planned. So if you subscribe, then you'll get notified about all those future videos. Thank you, and have fun on the courts.